unorthodox conversations leading to universal consciousness. This is the type of stuff I'm into, all right? Make sure you tune in. Let's go.
Let's go. Good rising. Big City 101.3 FM. Waking up with Tayla Andre, Monday through Friday, 5 a.m. to 7. I just want to let you know that I thank you. I love you. I appreciate you. When I was in the market the other day, a young man stopped me. He said, Tayla, I listen to you every day, so I want to shout you out, baby. I didn't even ask your name. I didn't even get your name, but I did wrap my arms around you and give you a hug. So shout out to all those that recognize me outside. I don't really look different, but thank you for recognizing me. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the support. I appreciate every last ounce of it. Whew. I won the lottery. We need to take care of our elders. We need to take care of our elders. We need to be mindful of how our elders are being cared for. We need to kind of give a damn, because we are the damn elders. I don't know if you guys were listening yesterday, but I was feeling some type of way this weekend because Anari was out exploring. Asaria was out with her friends. They came in the house when they want to come in the house. I'm like, I feel old. Like, they have curfew. They just come in at curfew. And I'm like, I'm really becoming an elder. So one of these days I am going to be 79, 82, 105. And I want the best care. But what am I doing to make sure to ensure that my elders currently have the best care that they need? We are all going to be elders one day, and karma is a real thing. Reciprocity. What are you doing for the elders today so that your babies can do something for you later on in life? I don't know. I'm feeling some type of way about elders and the way we disregard our elders and the way we just throw them in nursing homes, and the fact that our elders aren't at home. Like, once upon a time, grandma was in a house. Grandma lived with somebody. Grandma was never in a nursing home. And even in the Asian community, grandparents, like the mother and the father's parents, live in the household, or at least live right next door, so the babies can go see grandma and grandpa. It's crazy how the dynamics of our family have been altering over generations. What are we doing? Good rising. What are we doing to bring back and instill those ideas, those morals? Like, what are we doing to make sure that we have 3-4 generations in a house, or at least in our neighborhood, in our city? Who do you go to for advice? So many of us, and I'm guilty of this, so many of us think that we know everything. So many of us think that we don't need to seek out help or suggestions or advice. I could stand on that soapbox all day long. But one of the soapbox I want to hit on really quickly is there is a song, and we need to, what's the Bible talk about? Be mindful of the things you ingest, the things that you put into your body, your ears, your eyes, the food you eat, the things you drink, the things you put on your skin, the lotions, all of that. There is a song called All My Friends Are Dead, Push Me to the End. All my friends, it sounds like an old school Marilyn Manson song. All my friends are dead, push me to the end. And I'm like, are you serious? Anari, don't ever, in the history of your life, let me hear you sing that damn song. Words are creative. All my friends are dead. Push me to the end. Like, I dare you to push me to the end. All my friends are dead. I have nothing to live for. That's scary. That's one of the damn number one songs for these little kids. All my friends are dead. Push me to the edge. And the crazy thing about it is the lyrics are, if you just listen to the lyrics, people are going to be like, I ain't listening to that. But once you hear the beat, you just nodding your head and you feeling it and you in it, and now you're just absorbing and ingesting this nonsense. Does nobody else see what's going on here? Maybe it's me, conspiracy theorists. We'll see. I want to give a huge shout out to We Learn Different. Once upon a time, my homeboy Carlton used to have a page called Media Blackout. He went ahead and sold that. It's doing numbers right now, making money, business, entrepreneurship. He currently created another account. It's called We Learn Different. It's on Instagram. It's on Twitter. And this is one of those sources of media that filters through the BS and gets right to the point. Stories that you love, stories that you don't know, but stories that you should know. We Learn Different. Thank you for this media because we definitely need it. An officer asked, during an accident, are you illegal before helping the man who was hit by a truck? He's a Honduran immigrant that is thankful for body cameras after his altercation with an officer. He's 31 years old. He was hit by a truck while riding his bike on his way to work in Key West, Florida. As he lay on the sidewalk in pain, just being hit by a damn truck, the police officer asked him, are you illegal? That was the only question that he asked him for the first 3 minutes of the entire video. Are you illegal? Are you a legal citizen or no? Do you speak English? Got ID, passport, visa, or what? Anything? Are you illegal? Over and over again. At no point in time does he say, are you okay? I completely understand that we have a country filled with illegal immigrants and we need to deport them. But at any point in time, does your conscience as a human being register and say, are you okay? Not at all. Not freaking at all. He didn't ask them if they were okay. He didn't ask them if they needed any medical help. Nothing. The incident report states that he obstructed and hindered traffic, and his injury is listed as severely injured. But they claim that he was the one obstructing traffic. So it wasn't that this man was hit by a vehicle, and this is a hit and run. It's the fact that Border Control said, oh, well, you're illegal. You're not supposed to be here in the first place, so you're obstructing traffic. You're the problem, not the fact that somebody hit you. This is a very dangerous mentality to have. Extremely dangerous. Single fathers teaches their daughters how to do their own hair. In 7 years since Darius Bland became a single father, he has learned a lot about how to do his daughter's hair, and now he is sharing these tips and tricks with fellow fathers. On May 21st, he held a hair workshop called Can Daddy Do My Hair? In Huntsville, Alabama. The class had 12 fathers bringing their 3-year-olds to 10-year-olds so that Bland could help them understand the fundamentals of black hair. These dads are learning a lot, not only about hair, but what many moms go through, he said. They didn't understand the frustrations that mothers have to go through while doing their daughter's hair. Fathers doing their daughter's hair is catching on. A similar event was recently held for black fathers in England by Kembe Clark. Bland will be the first to tell you, however, that he is still having some things he needs to work on and learn. But he says that he's learning how to do flat twists, bantu knots, and he wants to learn how to braid. For fathers who couldn't get to the workshop, Bland posted the video and tutorials on his Facebook page. I think this is absolutely amazing. Shout out to the daddies. Shout out to the mamas, because we know the struggle is real. And them little girls that had their hair braided and was kicked out of soccer, kicked out of prom, kicked out of school because of weave, braids, protective styles. These men, 12 men, shout out to them. Greatly appreciate it. Cleveland Police Department fires Timothy Lowman, the officer who shot and killed 12-year-old Tamir Rice. Tuesday, after 2.5 years after the November 2014 incident, the city announced at a news conference that the officer who was driving the patrol car and pulled up next to Tamir Rice seconds before Lowman fired the fatal shot was suspended for 10 days starting Wednesday. As reports state, it was announced back in January that Lowman and Garmbach, who he was the driver, as well as William Cunningham, would be facing administrative charges from Cleveland Police Department. A grand jury declined to charge any of the officers in the case on the recommendation of the prosecutor. And he was suspended for 10 days. They said that they were going to take administrative 2.5 years. I could not imagine being a mother that had to wait 2.5 years for any kind of justice. And for you to have 10 days suspended, I wish I had 10 minutes with my baby. I know that's what the mama's saying. I wish I had 10 minutes with Tamir. Lauryn Hill and Nas announced a North American co-headlining tour. I can't tell you how excited I am about this. It begins September 7th. It concludes on October 11th. And yes, Boston's one of the cities that they'll be. I'm so excited. If you know me, if you've ever seen anything social media, Tayla Andre, you know that I am a huge Nas fan, have always been. Huge Lauryn fan, have always been. I love them both equally, but I have to say something. I love and support all of the artists' decisions that they make, but Nas, this has got to be one of the most asinine things that you could ever do. Does your father approve of Nicki Minaj? What would your mother say? Like, I have nothing against Nicki. I have nothing against Nicki as a person. I'm not a fan of her music, but she sang, she danced, she is creative. She went to school for her art. Just because she does her art differently, no judgment. But I honestly believe if Nas was going to be with somebody, it should have been Lauryn Hill. It should have been Erykah Badu. It should have been Jill Scott. Not Nicki Minaj. Now that I said that and got that out of my soul, because that has been bothering me. Ever since I seen reports about 3 weeks ago of them like sitting next to each other. That's fine. Sit next to each other all you want. Make music together. Great. He was in her video. Amazing. But dating and relationship, I just feel like somebody needs to coach him. Somebody needs to, we should have known when we should have known when Khalees, we should have known. Lord have mercy. Can somebody help him? Call your brother. Call your cousin. Tell him there's other women out here that keep clothes on. Okay, a black doll was found hanging by a noose outside of Wakefield High School in North Carolina. Tuesday after the long weekend, some idiots apparently decided to use their time to hang a black doll by a noose from a building at Wakefield High School in Raleigh, North Carolina, next to the sign that reads, "Make Wakefield Trip Again." I don't know what that means. TRIPP. If you do, 617-282-0062. Make Wakefield Trip Again. Not sure what that means. According to reports, the school's principal confirmed that someone hung the doll, which also had a bottle of alcohol in its hand. It's also hanging by the neck from the school building overnight into early Tuesday. The school is working to investigate the incident. The doll was quickly removed. However, several students and staff members saw it, and a photo started circulating on social media. And it stated, like, let me be clear, this is an offensive act, and it has no place in our school. The imagery is deeply offensive, and everyone in the school community should be appalled. And this was from the principal, Malik Bazell, who told reports that this is not what we stand for. This is not what we condone. Good rising, and this is not what we're going to allow. And we're going to do everything we can to further the investigation and find out who this was. I want to give a huge shout out to this baby right here. So she's a Minnesota representative. I may butcher her name. Ilhan Omar. I believe it's Ilhan. At the start of Ramadan on Friday, President Donald Trump issued a statement wishing all Muslims a joyful Ramadan. But we don't believe it. Like, you don't care about Ramadan. You probably don't even know what Ramadan is. Somebody told you to say, today's Ramadan. Oh, happy Ramadan. We all know how he feels about Muslims, right? So the Minnesota rep, Ilhan Omar, the first Somali American woman in the country to ever be elected as a lawmaker, responded with a message of her own, taking the president to task for his ridiculous beliefs and what he's been spewing about Muslims. She said that, listen, we are not the problem. Muslims are not the problem. Muslims are not your enemy. We have never been your enemy. So just to point us out as the enemy, like, to liken recent terrorist attacks as the scourge of young Muslims who reject peace is not only willfully ignorant, it creates a very environment in which extremists flourish and align with prepositions of terrorist recruitment. Westerners do not accept you and continue to trivialize your value. Instead of being a nobody, be a martyr, stand for something, she told Trump. And right now, we know what he stands for. There's no comment on that. But I know it sounds crazy, but Nana said, you got to pray for your enemies. And I think, in all seriousness, I've been praying for Trump. I've been praying that he makes the right decisions. Good rising, good rising. I've been praying that Trump, finds it in his heart, just wakes up one day and snaps and gets it. I've been praying that something, profound, I'm praying that he has a drunk night and has like a aha moment and changes his way, because drunk nights like change your whole life. Something, anything to help him understand the people in which he quote unquote governs. The most powerful man in the world is the most ignorant, chauvinistic, sexist, racist, don't give a damn about the poor. Can we please remember his past? Well, people change, Taylor. Well, apparently he told you he ain't changed. He ain't never finna change. I just pray that he wakes up and he gets it one day. That he does the best, that he decides that he wants to leave a legacy. That he wants to do right by not anybody. Let him be selfish. That he want to do right by himself. That he want his name in the book in history, not to be taken as a joke. That's really what I pray for. That he wakes up one day and doesn't want to be taken as a joke and wants to make some serious changes. One of the things that he said, kind of agree with. I don't like the man. I don't support the man. I don't believe or trust him. But I do think he makes some statements that are true and that, with a good heart, could be altered. I do believe a lot of the media is false. I do believe a lot of the media is agendas being pushed through by companies and corporations and those lobbyists, those things called lobbyists. Pray for your president, y'all. Pray for your congressmen. Pray for your city councilors. Pray for the people that govern over you. That they make the right decisions. That they don't choose lining their pockets over aligning their values with their constituents and doing the right thing. I'm not going to say it's going to change everything. But at least you can say you did your job. You prayed for the people that are over you, or you ran for office. I'll just throw that out there. The documents obtained by the Intercept show that Tiger Swan, a security firm that originated as a contractor enlisted by the State Department and U.S. military to execute the war on terror, worked with law enforcement in at least 5 states to target the Dakota Access Pipeline, aka counterterrorism tactics were used on the Dakota Access Pipeline protesters. Counterterrorism. Them babies were standing there in peace and solidarity. Hashtag no dapple. Hashtag water is life. Hashtag we don't need oil destroying, polluting our water. The United States doesn't own water. But they use counterterrorism tactics on the protesters, and they went ahead and hired the people that are like ISIS, counterterrorism. I'm taking a moment of silence because I'm hoping that you understand this. You understand why this is a problem. Again, 1984. It was written in 1948. about what we would look like in a well, it's worse than a dictatorship. Thought police. You can't watch certain television. You can't think certain thoughts. If you even think about committing a crime, you're arrested for it. 1948. He wrote a book in 1948 called 1984. Read it. There's a movie on it. It's an audio book. I promise it will blow your mind. A powerful new HIV drug designed to target drug-resistant strains is hailed as a successful product. I am so sorry. Personally, I don't believe in vaccines. I really don't. Why? Because most of the time, these vaccines are tested on people that don't have monetary funds. I don't know if you guys remember the story that I read about 4 months ago about people selling parts of their skin because melanin is $300 an ounce, a gram, $300 a gram. Good rising. Gilead Sciences, Inc. announced a trial of its new HIV drug and said that it was successful. The late stage of trial, combined with an experimental drug with existing therapies, proved effective at targeting aggressive type of drug-resistant HIV. I am so sorry, but I only thought there was one damn strand of HIV, and it led to AIDS. I did not know there were multi-strands of HIV. Did you? The American drug maker said that the new treatment was just as effective as others. The company plans to submit marketing applications before the end of June in the U.S. We shall see if this is something that people can afford. And we'll leave that there. Good rising to those on YouTube. Mwah, how are you? Don't want you to feel neglected. The United States is not about to ban laptops on international flights from Europe. I read a story yesterday, and I have experience when I was coming back from Ethiopia. We were in Turkey. They took my laptop out my bag, put it under the plane, and said that they cannot have anything over the size of a cell phone in the cabin. So, the United States is saying that it's not going to ban laptops on international flights from Europe, but still insists the plan is on the table if the threat level worsens, as well as the fact that your Muslim countries will still hold fast to that ban. So Europe is good, but Muslim countries, you will still have to put your computer underneath the plane. Don't even put it in your carry-on, baby, because they're going to make you take it out and have you waiting even longer. So do yourself the favor and just put it in your damn under the plane luggage. What is that? Not carry-on. Checked luggage. A woman, 19 years old. I hate this story. This is life, though. I need you to know what's going on in the rest of the world. A woman, 19 years old, is sentenced to death by stoning for adultery after she was raped at gunpoint by her cousin in Pakistan. They are stoning her to death because she was raped in Pakistan. I need you to understand the life, liberties, and freedoms that we have in this country, and understand that there are women across the globe that are unable to open their mouths and to speak as boldly as I do, and I appreciate my privilege. It is a privilege to speak out against. Remember the story I read last week where they will lock you up if you even look at propaganda talking about the state, talking about the president. She claims that she was raped, of course, going back to language, going back to wording, going back to how they frame what is the narrative of the story. And, if she claims she was raped, it really wasn't, I hate the language our media uses. 19 years old claims she was raped in her family home at gunpoint by her cousin. She reported the crime to the tribal court, but it ruled that she had intentionally seduced him. He is a man in Pakistan. His word is against hers. Who do you think won? The court, which included alleged rapist's father, sentenced her to death. I want to say that this sounds like America in the sense of how many men were standing behind Donald Trump when they signed the health care law, when they signed women's reproductive law. How many men were standing behind Donald Trump and how many women were there? In the picture, none. How many people of color were there? I saw 0. No one can stop us. We can turn the devil's den into ashes. Lord have mercy. North Korea is threatening to nuke the U.S. at any time after the Pentagon successfully tested systems to stop his ballistic missiles. So they're testing missiles to make sure that we can protect ourselves. And Kim Jong, like, listen, I do what I want. If I want to blow up the devil's den and turn it into ashes, I'll do it. Test my gangster. I'm scared to death of that man. He told the paper, no one can stop the nuclear power of the state. That's what he said. Y'all better pray for your damn president. At least 80 people are dead and over 300 injured in a suicide attack near British Embassy in Afghanistan. The pictures are horrific. The lives that were lost, 80 dead, 300 injured. My condolences, my peace, my love. I'm praying for the families. And you know, revenge is a real thing. And at the end of the day, who's going to look like they're at fault? I just want to be happy. Gets the missiles from China. William. I know. Really quickly, I want to cover a story that we already talked about yesterday really quickly because the EU declared Monsanto weed killers safe after an intervention from the United States. I said this before, I'm going to say it again. Monsanto. We're in trouble. So there have been many lawsuits against Monsanto. There's a class action suit against Monsanto. There is a worldwide protest against Monsanto. And what's crazy, what is absolutely insane about this story is they have a cancer department of the WHO, the World Health Organization, has a cancer department. And the cancer department of the WHO already said that glyphosate is likely to pose a carcinogenic risk to humans. Okay, the arm that handles cancer says yes, this causes cancer, but the actual mother of the WHO, the pesticides panel, the WHO as an organization, the World Health Organization, not the cancer division, say, oh, it's safe, it's so safe, and the cancer division's like, no, it's not. We already declared this a carcinogenic threat to humans. And then who's like, no. The United States said it's good, so it's good. World Health Organization, you probably do not understand how crazy and mind-blowing this story is to me. So, for those who are listeners, you probably already heard me say this if you're new. Once upon a time, Monsanto was here in Boston. The location that they were at is now deemed hazardous. The space is still open space because it's hazardous space right now that needs like bio-cleaning. There was not a parish, but in Jefferson County, Alabama, the county sued Monsanto and won because the people around the building, the facility, were getting sick. The water was being poisoned, polluted. Monsanto has taken some of their highest executives, placed them at the FDA, the Food and Drug Administration, had them at the Food and Drug Administration changing laws, and then went back to being executives of Monsanto. That wasn't good enough. They went ahead and changed the mind of the World Health Organization. If you are a farmer, and you have been a farmer for 7 generations in your family, your entire farm can be taken over if a Monsanto seed is, you guys know about germination, right? You guys know about bees and pollen and wind and, germination. So let's say your farm, 190 acres, 10,000 acres, whatever, corn, peas, whatever it is, and a seed from a Monsanto farm 10 miles down falls on your land, and they'll say, oh, this is a Monsanto seed, which is genetically modified, which is patented. That means your entire farm has to be turned over, and you have to now start planting Monsanto seed. Thousands of farmers, class action suits, suing Monsanto, who has billions of dollars to go to court like it's nothing, when these farmers are already seeking out subsidies from the government because they can't make ends meet, because we have Monsanto, the big crop corporation, making genetically, scientifically making our food. I promise you, once you leave the United States and you go to a country where Monsanto has not stepped foot, the food is absolutely amazing. You understand why there's no fat people in Ethiopia. You understand why there's no fat people in Costa Rica. Like, you start seeing trends. You start seeing that oranges are yellow and lemons are green. Like, you start seeing life completely different. Apples are sweeter. Oranges are ridiculous. Leave the country, baby. Get money, and it's time to go. I'm so serious. Last but not least, a Howard alumna has launched a low-cost organic grocery store in Los Angeles at Olympia Asset Supermarket. You can buy organic fresh fruits and vegetables at a very low price. Shout out to this Howard alum. I am so proud of her. It's called Supermarket, SUPERMARKT. Asset Store is a supermarket pop-up shop that operates every week, selling certified organic product to her community. And I go back to, we just talked about Monsanto. It was for a real reason. We need to be mindful of the foods that we purchase, the foods that we cook, the foods that we feed our kids, and the foods that we eat outside of our house. Patrons can buy by the case and have a subscription service that is also available. And customers can even pay with an EBT card for certified organic fruit and vegetables. I think that is absolutely amazing. Keep doing what you're doing, baby. We need you. We need more like you. Really quickly, I want to give a huge, huge shout out to myself. TaylaMade Media and Provider Events present Boston Business Builder, hashtag Boston Business Builder. You can look it up on Eventbrite. You can find it on Facebook, Boston Business Builder. This is Sunday, June 25th, an event crafted for the entrepreneurial spirit, seeking to grow sales and profits. Dr. Devin Robinson, Professor Devin Robinson, he was what? What'd he say? 2 credits away, 1 class away from becoming a doctor. And when he realized that they were setting him up to go work for somebody else, he said, I have a doctorate degree and you want me to go work for someone else? Nah, I'm good. I can't even do this. I can't do this no more. He quit school, decided to just focus on his business, teaching others how to become job creators, not just creating a job for yourself, but creating jobs for other people. 40,000 small businesses here in the city of Boston. And out of those 40,000 small businesses, they create $15 billion a year. But out of those $15 billion, only 2.7 are in the minority community. Minority-owned businesses are comprised of 32% of Boston's small businesses. So 32% of those 40,000 should be creating or generating $4.8 billion a year. We are missing $2.1 billion in our community. Why? Because we do not shop with one another, because we do not give back to one another, because we do not invest in one another. So I ask you today for Power Hour, what would it take for you to buy in your community? What is it going to take for you to stop going to big box businesses? What is it going to take for you to shop locally, shop in your neighborhood? What is it going to take for you to create and sell your own product in your community? There was a report that I read of L'Oreal's top executive at the time stated in like the early 1990s that soon there will be no black hair care products. He said because they will sell them all to whites. And in 1995, that proven to be true when currently at that time, there were no black hair care products owned by blacks. Just for me. Moisture Max, none of them were owned. They all sold to big companies. Now today, 2017, we have the Carol's Daughters. We have I'm a huge fan of the Blueberry Bliss. I have no idea who makes it, but there's an entire section in grocery stores, an entire section in big box businesses that have, ethnic hair care. And they're created by black-owned businesses. What is it going to take for you to start buying? Like, what do you need to buy in a big box business that you cannot purchase in your own community? 617-282-0062. What is it that keeps you going back to a big box business that keeps mom and pop shops broke? What changes can you make in your own life to start shopping locally? Do you need to shop for clothes? Do you need to find a boutique? Do you need to shop for shoes? Do you need to find African war masks? And if you know anybody else who sells shoes, please add them to the list so we can have some knowledge of where we can buy. Who would you rather see get rich? The executives of a big box business that don't give a damn about you and spend millions, billions of dollars lobbying for their own benefit? Or a mom and pop shop down the street from your house that's currently struggling to stay open, but they believe in their dream, they believe in their vision, and they believe in giving back to their community? What is it about businesses in your community that you don't like to shop there? Come on, let's be honest. Some people this is why I can't deal with black folks. Oh my gosh. This is why I hate working with black people. Let's be honest. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. How many times have you heard somebody say, this is why I don't do business with black folks? What is it going to take for you to do business with black folks? Some say it's the customer service. Is that what they're lacking? Customer service? Or is it because they're arrogant enough to demand that you pay full price and not ask them for a discount? Not ask them and question them about their prices? There's a meme online that shows a woman trying to do business with another woman, and she's like, well, I know such and such charges me less. And the woman's like, great, I have clients that pay me more. We will pay an arm and a leg elsewhere, but we won't do it in our own community. And I have to be transparent. I went to Daryl's and was like, yo, why the hell is the prices on fleek? Like, are we in downtown Boston right now? Am I in the South? Like, why are these prices ridiculous? But then I had to check my privilege at the door and realize when I go downtown, I don't ask those questions. Like, be honest with yourself. You don't have to call me, 617-282-0062. You don't have to snitch on yourself. There doesn't have to be any transparency, but I need you to look within yourself. I need you to speak to yourself, question yourself. Do you find yourself being upset, getting mad at a price in your own community that you have no problem paying when you go outside of your community? Do you need to check your privilege at the door? Do you need to say, damn, I don't complain that much when I'm in South End. I don't complain that much when I'm over here. I don't complain that much when I'm over here. But whenever I cross that Mass Ave line, I complain about everything. One of the things I complain about all the time is tropicals. Why the hell is tropicals so high? Ridiculous. Like, it's even the Fernandez brothers. Like, it's like $1 and some change more. It's in the hood. Shouldn't we be cheaper? Same thing with gas. If you look at gas on Blue Hill Ave, and then you take a look at the gas that's on Center Street, and they have, what's that thing called? Not self-serve. Full service. Full service gas station for cheaper on South Street. 66A. South Street is where Faith Naturals is. So I know South Street a little bit. And you'll have full service and the gas will be 20 cents cheaper per gallon. What is it going to take for us to shop in our community? What's wrong that we can't do business in our own neighborhood? 617-282-0062. Good rising, caller, you're live.
Good morning, Taylor. How you doing?
Good rising, good rising. How you doing, baby?
Good rising. All right. I do buy in my community. You know what I mean? At least a lot with some of the stores and some of the restaurants and stuff like that. I find it's better than going downtown or going just right here. Even up at Carbon Square, there's places up in there that instead of running to the mall, I need something. I go down. I go to Georgie sometime. I need something to go to Georgie. It's real quick and it's convenient. But in addition to that, I mean, we ain't gonna be here anyway. It's with the way everything is going. A lot of these businesses, they're gonna continue to suffer because the people that do buy from them aren't gonna be able to afford to live in this city no more. It's ridiculous, and that's another issue. What's inside that. And what I'm talking about is just like the cost of living in Boston and housing and stuff like that is ridiculous. We're not going to be here much longer. If they're buying up all these houses, buying up all these properties, they offered me, a significant amount for my home the other day, and I told them, I said, and I'm just being honest, I'm not ready to leave. And if I was ready to leave, I said, I don't like the way everything is going anyway, because so many families, like my uncle just sold his house, right? And he's moving. But then you have two families affected by that because they're going to come conduit up and they're going to sell it for $500,000 on the floor. And that people can't afford that. The same home that I'm living in right now, if I had to buy it again, if I was looking for that same home, I could not afford to live, I could not afford to buy it and stay there. And I have a decent job.
Keep your house, baby. If you can keep your house, keep it. I know some people are just fed up and they just want some peace, and I get it. But if you can keep your house, keep it.
I ain't going nowhere. I ain't going nowhere. But I'm just saying, if I was to sell, I'm leaving the state. I ain't staying here. Or if you're staying in the state, if you're staying here, you're gonna have to move out to Taunton someplace or Attleboro. Close the province to find something affordable.
Absolutely, you're right. Taunton, Attleboro, Framingham, New Bedford, Fall River, Brockton, Randolph.
I don't want to go out there. I'm happy where I'm at. But I'm just saying, if I'm concerned for my kids, you know what I'm saying? How they even after finishing school and having they're gonna be at home for a while. You know what I mean? Because it's ridiculous if they're gonna live in this city. If not, they have to be someplace far.
I don't know know if you guys remember, but a while back I read a statistic that said that 35% of, this is the hardest word in the world, millennials. Oh, I just had it. The 35% of young people are now moving back in with their parents because they can't afford to live on their own. And then like roommate situations, but as far as living on your own, this isn't the this ain't even 1990s. Even back in 1990, you could go out, finish school, get a good job, and go out and buy a house. Today, you have to make $50,000 a year to even afford to live in Boston, and that's if you find a really good deal. People that are making $40,000, $45,000, $50,000 are still being pushed out, are still being taken I have clients. I have to take them to Brockton. I have to take them to Stoughton. I have to take them to North Shore, South Shore, Everett, Malden, Saugus. You can find beautiful houses a little bit cheaper than Boston. I don't think that it's the proper value. It's hot. It's gut-wrenching. It's disgusting. Some of the prices of these houses completely disgust me, make me sick to my stomach.
Yes. Good morning. I just want to share with you, Taylor. You have a good morning, but that's part of the problem.
Absolutely, absolutely. You know what? The truth of the matter is, if anybody is running for mayor, if anyone is running for mayor, one of the things that the only thing they have to talk about is, I will create some type of rent control. That's all they have. They will be the automatic winner. I will have some kind of rent control. I will help with housing. I will not use millions and millions of dollars to create affordable housing that you have to make between $50,000 and $75,000 a year. When we know, statistically, 50% of Bostonians make less than $35,000 a year. Jem Riley said, there is no real support for tenants in Boston, Massachusetts to really help fight the gentrification that is being committed amongst our people in the city. It's very hard to survive out here. William said, when they got rid of rent control, that was the death knell. Andre Evans, what's missing in black-owned businesses are what is missing is black-owned businesses missing community support. That's what we're missing. We're missing community support. Agree, disagree. You have your own comment. 617-282-0062. What is missing for you? What do you need in order for you to start banking with One United? What is missing for you to start shopping at a boutique instead of going to a big box business that sells clothes and dresses and prom dresses? There are people that are in our community that have boutiques, that have clothes. You can shop from them. We have multiple boutiques in the city, and I love it. I remember back in the day when you shopped at a boutique, you had money. But today, you could have everyone can shop at a boutique. You can get I kind of feel like these boutiques are a little cheaper than actually going to a big box business. And it's safer than trying to order online from China. Guilty. Did it. Wasted my money. What are we missing? What are we doing? The thing that disgusts me is those numbers. It disgusts me that we have 40,000 small registered businesses. And I say registered because some of y'all are business owners, entrepreneurs, but are not registered, don't have a business license, don't have a tax ID number. We have 40,000 small businesses in Boston that are registered, that are generating $15 billion a year and creating 170,000 jobs a year. When it comes to minority businesses in the city of Boston, minority could be anything. Minority could be the immigrant that came from Jamaica. Minority could be the Asian man that came from Malaysia, or the Asian man that came from China. Like, minority is anything that is non-Hispanic white. And we comprise 32% of the market. We create 32,400 jobs a year, and we generate $2.7 billion. So the city, Boston's business community, generates $15 billion a year. This is just right here in Boston. Our minority businesses generate $2.7 billion. Being or having 32% of the market, we should have 32% of the generated funds, which would be a $4.8 billion generation of funding. We do not, because we don't bring that money back to our community. We are missing $2.1 billion because you failed. Yes, you. We, you, I, us failed to take that money and bring it back to Dorchester. Take that money and bring it back to Roxbury. Take that money and bring it back to Dorchester. We failed ourselves. We stole $2.1 billion from ourselves. What is it going to take for you to bring that money back to the hood? I'm sorry, I couldn't sugarcoat it anymore. What is it going to take for you to bring the money back to the hood? What is it going to take for you to shop with a Josefa De Silva? For you to shop with a Tasha's Closet? For you to shop with a couples therapy? For you to shop with Pink Shoe Lounge? What is it going to take? What's the one in JP? What is it going to take for you to bring your money back? What's missing? What's missing in that business? What's missing in your thought process? What's missing as far as your shoes are concerned? We spend a lot of money on shoes. Did you know that there are black-owned shoemakers that have like high-end shoes, $600 shoes, $350 shoes, $125? Well, $125 is like the average. You can't go to Aldo and spend anything less than $125 on a quality shoe. But there are black-owned shoemakers that have runway quality shoes. Do you look outside of what you know to be red bottoms, which you know to like, and we spend $500 on a damn belt. There's nobody in the community that can make you a belt. Shout out to a Claude Michelle. Shout out to Ashley Nicole. Shout out to Shoe. What is it? 821218. Shoo made like my entire wardrobe when I went on the cruise 2 years ago. What is it going to take? What do you need? What's missing for you? Talk to me. 617-282-0062. Talk to these businesses. They're listening. What's missing from Zaz? Are you pissed off that it takes 45 minutes for you to get lunch and you called ahead of time? You called 30 minutes ahead of time and you still had to wait 45 minutes. Is that why you can't do business in Black communities? Tell me why. Tell them why. What are they doing wrong that you will take $2.1 billion and bring it elsewhere? We can't sit here and say they when we aren't doing what we're supposed to be doing. No one's going to give you a damn thing, baby. What are we doing to help ourselves? SOS, what are we doing to save ourselves? We start shopping in our community. That mom and pop store can now stay there for another generation, and little Tyrone can come up and have generational wealth because his parents have owned a store for 25, 30 years. I'm pulling up a report that I posted on Facebook yesterday about the oldest, long-lasting business, Black-owned business in the United States. It's currently a moving company. They move residential, they move commercial, and they move like office space. But they were part of the Underground Railroad where they started off moving people. Longest lasting, I believe it's 165 years, longest lasting black-owned business in the United States. We don't have too many of those. 617-282-0062. Go Rise and Caller, you live.
Morning. I think one of our problems is that we won't work together. And we can't be competitive because we can't compete against the malls and the Stop and Shops and the Shaws and all of those stores because we're not competitive. We don't make our own Stop and Shop and our own Shaws and our own mall. And if we work together, we could. Many of those things are corporations. So we need to form our own corporations or at least be cooperative with each other and partner with each other so that we can be bigger and more competitive. Because you're right, people are not going to pay a higher price when they could get the same thing down the street for less.
Absolutely. Thank you. I love you. I appreciate you. I hope you have an amazing day. We do lack support. What is it going? That's the question. What is it going to take for you to start supporting your neighborhood? What is it going to take for you to go down the street and get your nails done by the Dominicans on Hyde Park Ave? And I just found another Dominican spot that does nails in JP. What is it going to take for you to go there instead of going, to Amy? What is it going to take for you to, for crying out loud, do your taxes with QuickLink? Then go to, the green one, the block one. What is it going to take for you to start doing business in your community? For you to start seeking out the people in your community to help you, to uplift you, to give back to you. And for you to give to them. It's reciprocal. It's not one way. When you do business in your community, you're helping to send a kid to school. Or you can do business with a big box business and you're helping to take an executive on a trip to Bali, and you don't even know where it's at. You got the power. We have the power. We have the money. In Boston, we are worth 32% of the market, $4.8 billion. Right now, we only have 2.7. We're missing 2.1 billion. And this 2.1 billion is because we decided we're going to take our money elsewhere. We don't want to leave it in our communities. We don't want to shop in our communities. What about the fruit truck man? Instead of going and taking yourself to a big box business, why don't you just go to the man at the fruit truck or the lady at the fruit truck? That's shopping locally. Instead of going to a big box business, why don't you get your undergarments from Ebony, is it Silk Ebony Body? We interviewed them. And they make underwear that are like browns and mochas and chocolates to go with your skin tone. That is not the name of the business. Black-owned underwear company. Oh, wow. 10 black-owned lingerie brands to wear this Valentine's Day. Did you know that? No, I had no idea. No clue. I was just looking for one. The one that I interviewed. I had Nubian Skin. That's who we interviewed. We interviewed Nubian Skin. And, shout out to them because they're in a big box business right now. It looks like they're currently in Nordstrom's. Go on, baby. Get money. Nubian Skin. Underwear, $16. Bras, $55. That sounds like a Victoria's Secret price. Instead of shopping with Vicky's, why don't you shop with them? Prices are generally about the same. Erica M is a lingerie, black-owned lingerie. Just My Jammies is another one. Coca-Cola, it's Kocallala. Louis Fernand, Nude Bear, Nubian Skin, Susie Black, Tempting Curves, Urban Intimates, You Lingerie, lingerie. I'm asking you, what is it going to take for you to start doing business in your community? What are you missing? Are you missing a mechanic? We got that. Are you missing a nail tech? We got that. Are you missing, well, you probably get your hair done by a black girl anyway, so. Are you missing, what about salons? Who owns the salon? Who owns the products that you use at the salon? This is what it means to be conscious, to be consciously aware where you spend your dollar, because where you spend your dollar is who you value. Whoever you give your money to is who you give your power to. Who are you giving your power to? Every time you do an exchange, every time swipe or no swiping, every single time you swipe that card, every time you write a check, every time you pull money out of your pocket, I want you to ask yourself, who am I giving my power to? It's an exchange. Who are you giving your power to? The little bodega. There was a dope post that said, while we were told to go to school and get good jobs, the Asians were creating nail shops. While we were told to go to school and get a good job, the Indians were setting up bodegas. The Indians were setting up gas stations. While we were told to go to school and get a good job, the Latinas were setting up bodegas. While we were told to go to school and get a good job, everybody else was creating their own business, was creating their own lane, was creating economic wealth for their families. While we were told the thing that you have to do to assimilate and to be great and to have things and to live the American dream is for you to go to school and get a good job and get a good GPA and come out and change the world. And then you come out of college and you're like, hold on, I'm trying to change my pocket because this student loan is killing me. How am I supposed to buy a house when I owe $75,000 in a degree that ain't worth nothing because I can't get a job in my field? I believe every single last one of us have skills and talents. What is your skill? What is your talent? And how can you capitalize off that? What is your skill? What is your talent? How can you make a business out of it? What is your skill? What is your talent? How can you work for yourself, make your own hours, and get paid more money than you ever thought you ever deserved? What is it going to take for you to bring that $2.1 billion back home? What is it going to take for that other $15 billion to come into Dorchester, Roxbury, and Mattapan without you being kicked out of it first? Let me be clear. What is it going to take for the money to come into the hood before the hood is no longer the hood? You want to keep the hood? You got to spend money in the hood. You got to support the hood. There's so many levels to gentrification. We got to take it back. We have to understand our power. We have to work together. I asked a question. I was in Chinatown yesterday, and it blows my mind. They don't even have to like each other, but they work together. They don't even have to like each other, but they support one another. What is it, Super 88? I understand now why, I'm about to say something really racist. It probably will come back and bite me in the ass. But you never see Asians at the grocery store. Ever. Like, I never see any Asians at the grocery store. And it's because they go and shop at their own grocery store. They ain't giving money to a big box business. They're not going to their bodega to pick something up. No, they shop at their own 88. What is it going to take for communities of color to work together like Asians work together? What is that going to take? 617-282-0062. Good rising, call you live.
Good morning, Taylor.
Good rising, my love.
Well, I was listening, and I'm gonna it'll probably be good for you because other people will call in to rash me. That's what I say. But just like you said a minute ago, fight you. And that's those couple of points you just made is hitting exactly. So what I'm going to say is that we don't have that community.
don't care. We don't even much like the person that lives next door to us, as opposed to trying to be a community. Like a lot of times blacks, and for whatever reason, Jamaicans or let's call them immigrant blacks, don't seem to get along. I've had, for example, Africans tell me that they've been warned to stay away from black Americans, that they're trouble, and that they're lazy, and that they're this and they're that, all the stereotypes that everyone says. We've been chopped up, split up, separated, segregated, turned against each other for so long, dark against the light, the big against the small, that we internalize all that, and we just don't like the people that are around us, that look like us. We want to get away from these fools that causing all this ruckus around our house. When I was on Columbia Road, I had dirt bikes up and down the street all the time. I hated it, all the noise, even just the pedal bikers, because they be doing a wheelie, coming at your car, not even caring that you're driving a car, coming towards them. Like, are you playing chicken with me? Like, everyone around just seems not to care about anything. So yeah, it inflames my rage when I see people just walk down the street, whatever they got in their hand, they eating, they drinking, they just throw it on the ground. Like, someone will grab that for me. Everything that I see around me makes me want to be away from
America.
what I see on a daily basis. Not to mention the fact that the rent is higher in Boston. So that means if you're a small restaurant or business starting out, you got to charge, a premium because you got to hit that rent payment. So when you look at, I can go to an outlet store out in Randolph and pay a lot cheaper for a brand name that everyone is instantly going to recognize. Yeah, they might have a style at the boutique, but I may not have that instant kind of clout, kind of like feeling myself because you see that I got this special brand that I paid, like what you would a t-shirt at the little, now Harry Greeks. We used to have places like that where you could go and, this is the in the hood place where I get my boots and my jacket. I'm going to get that cheap. Every year when it's school time, I'm going to go there. We don't even have those now because they've been pushed out. Everything around the hood, like you said about the gas. Why is it that the gas is more expensive? Why is it that the Stop and Shop is more expensive? So your whole thought process, your whole mindset is, you know what, let me get away from all this dirt, litter, ignorant people who want to just start a fight, start shooting up. The second, probably came out today looking to shoot somebody up because they mad about the situation that they're in at home. Let me go out to where there's trees and some grass and people who are smiling at me and saying hello and spend my money and enjoy my time out there in a pleasant atmosphere. I feel like I can't. There's been times when I found like little gems, like there's a little I call it like convenience food, like meatloaf and mashed potatoes and stuff like that, right there in Grove Hall, and I can't remember the name of it, but they're a little bit expensive. But you know what? The people are so nice. The food feels like it was made with some heart. So I'm willing to pay a premium to go there and enjoy that interaction. But right around the corner, they got a little like roti kind of Jamaican place, and every time I go in there, it's like the people seem like they're not interested. They don't want to be at work. You ask them a question, they're like, "Why?"
Oh no, I hate flames.
I'm like, because you're behind the counter. And I just feel like I don't want to struggle. I don't want to fight to give you my money. If you're not trying to make it a smooth and easy process for me to hand you my money, well then I'll go somewhere that's not gonna make it such a fight. I'll go somewhere who wants to take it. Like you said, Asians, they're willing to go through it to support each other. And so when you open a supermarket, you know that it works this way, that way. You're all doing the same thing. So for me to say, well, I'm going to go outside of my way to give money to these people and not feel like that is reciprocated, to not feel like that's a community thing, was bringing everybody, all of us up together, but just I'm going through the most to spend my money as somebody who really doesn't even care just because they happen to look like me. Gets tired after a little while. When you have that feeling that we're all in this together, we're all going to support each other, then it goes down to the roots. You don't see, as far as I think, Asian and Spanish neighborhoods letting everything fall apart like that. They clean up, they pick up, they take care of each other. They're not trying to steal from each other like that. I used to have, my father used to own a store, and we used to have shoppers constantly, brazenly in front of us, just putting stuff, daring us to start. I wish you would say something to me for putting this in my pocket, and watch what happens to you. And when we did, I got jumped as a 12-year-old bringing groceries home because I went grabbing for a stick under the counter to chase them out. They probably thought I was going for a gun, And then we had people come in with a shotgun to rob us. I mean, so it's like, why are we doing this? Why are we putting ourselves through this to help support a community that doesn't care about us? And so the people who find that little flare up of community activism, they burn themselves out and then they fall back again. We never have that huge tide of just a swell of people all trying to work together. It's just here and there little drips and drabs that fall back into the bucket. And so that's my...
Well, I thank you for that. I thank you because this is a consumer. Business owners, are you listening to this consumer? This is somebody who spends his business with you. Shout out to Rotisserie. That's who's in Grove Hall, the little mom and pop spot that has the macaroni and cheese, the rotisserie chicken, the meatloaf. It's called Rotisserie. And in the AM, it's called Two Sisters. And they have amazing breakfast. And their sister... Oh, Lord, Abu, don't beat me. Abu and his family are in there in the morning, in the risings. They do breakfast, and then at night, it's rotisserie down the street. You're talking about flames. Many people have complained about flames. I know I have, as far as the treatment is concerned. So hopefully somebody from Flames is listening, because it did not come out of Tayla Andre's mouth. It came out of somebody else's mouth. I thank you, baby. I love you. I appreciate you. I hope y'all listening to your consumers. I want to give a shout out to those that are currently on YouTube. Good rising, good rising. The Indigo Chicagoan stated, the main problem I see up here in North Chicago is that our black people were never seriously raised to stick to a plan and support. I was raised directly from descendants from the Montgomery bus boycott, and we were raised with different morals. I swear, you bring up boycotting Black Friday to a typical black American, and they damn near cringe and turn up their noses at the thought, shaking my damn head. As far as Facebook is concerned, we have Johnson Sunshine said she needs an auto body mechanic. Baby, call Mario. Mario is in Hyde Park. He's Cape Verdean. He's been in business. He has another one on Bowden Street. Tell Mario Taylor sent you. He'll take care of you. What's up, Philip, all the way in Alabama? Peace and blessings to you. Tanisha said, maybe better advertising. Have a venue where we can all show up and people come out. Better advertising, promotions, and flyers, said Andre. Andre said, social media. Muffin Moses in Mattapan. DL said, also to add to this, I am focused on buying black as much as possible. The businesses must keep the cycle of wealth going into the neighborhoods or other black businesses, like I support Naturals, and she buys Gucci belts on Newberry Street. Then the cycle is broken. You're absolutely right. Faith Naturals does not buy Gucci belts, baby. I'm going to just tell you that now. But I do get what DL is saying. DL is saying be mindful of the people that you shop with, because you're giving your money to them and they're giving their money to Newberry Street. And y'all already know we ain't on Newberry Street. Anything past Mass Ave, and you got that big bread. Nahami said, we've been trained as consumers to distrust our own. As a community, we are so quick to haggle with businesses in our own communities and complain at the prices. Andre said, some people who live in Boston Back Bay found it easier to shop in town because of the convenience. William said, I have to hook you up with my goddaughter down in D.C. on 8th Street. New human women's apparel. New designs coming from Senegal this season. Anika Hobbs is from Boston. DL said, also shout out the food company, Wings and Tings, and bread and products like Faith Naturals, makeup artists like Royalty Beats, hashtag buy black. Philip said the caller was on point. Tanisha said we need to have a buy black event. Hey. But I do believe that Bijou, B-E-J-I-I, it's BG? Bijou? Okay, I butchered that. But I believe that they did have, they had a Sankofa event in a Kwanzaa. Oh, Lord. And for the entire month of February, they had pop-up shops for Buy Black. So they are in the community, but maybe we can, I don't know, maybe on Black Friday, we can do a Buy Black Friday. That sounded weird, but you get what I'm saying, right? Buy Black Friday. Is that too much? Buy Black Friday? That sounds like a mouthful. Say that 5 times fast. 617-282-0062. Takwa said, where are the black nail shots? I'm well-grown brother who's dying to give my mani-pedi money to a black... Hey, what is it? Paradise Nails or Exotic Nails on High Park Ave. It's a Dominican-owned business. When I tell you, baby is full every day. You have to go in there, write your name on the list, go to Zaz for lunch, wait 45 minutes for that to get ready, and then come back. You still got to wait to get your nails done. I wait. I wait, baby. So shout out to Exotic Nails on High Park Ave. I also have another one in JP. She just gave me her card at the grocery store. And I'm going to tell you guys, when you see your people in the store, give them a business card. Be weird. I gave a woman my business card yesterday, and she turned me down. She's like, "Nah, I'm good. I'm not interested." Okay, that's perfectly fine. You don't know nobody who's interested. You don't want to at least take the card. It's okay. It's okay. But give your card out everywhere. It's okay if somebody tells you no. Get more no's than you get yeses. It's a numbers game anyways. I give out 1 million cards to get 1 yes. It takes that much. William said, whatever happened to service and customer service? Andre said, service is killed. Sabir Bay, peace and blessings, my king. DL said, I didn't want to say Faith, so I used your name as a pseudonym. Raheem Raphael, where you spend your money shows where your priorities are. I said that earlier in the show. Where you spend your money is who you give your power to. Every time you swipe your card, every time you write a check, every single time you take money out of your pocket, your wallet, your purse, I want you to ask yourself, who am I giving my power to? Who am I giving my power to? Just ask yourself that. Good rising, caller, you're live.
Good rising. You going off this morning?
Hey, baby, how you doing?
I am fine. I have to co-sign everything that brother said. He's absolutely right. Now, what I was thinking, I need a black Target. I need a black CVS. I need a black Shaw's. That could be a form of reparations for us to put up these brick and mortars in our community that we fully control. Another issue that I find, because I too said that I want to try to buy black and do black as much as I can for the rest of my life. Customer service is an issue. That brother was right. You go in some of these black shops, not all of them, but some of them. And these people look like they just grind on some rock. They don't even want to deal with you. They don't want you to ask questions, etc., etc. So when you're in corporate America, they teach you customer service. That's what's lacking in, I feel, a lot of our businesses. Tonight, the State of Black America is coming on. I encourage everybody to try to watch that. I think it comes on at 8 on TV1, just to see where we are and what's going on, to get a mindset as to what we need to do to move forward. But I want to support these businesses, even One United Bank. I'm going to open up a bank account there. But what I need them to do, I need them to have more ATMs. That would be convenient for me. So if we put money in this bank, they'll have money to do things like that. So that is just my advice. Do something with the customer service. Provide services that we need. Just like you said, lingerie lingerie and stuff like that. I want to be able to buy black, so I'm going to look up that, what was it called, Nubian something?
Nubian Skin, and I also posted on social media 9 black-owned lingerie brands you should know about.
Okay, so yeah, I'm going to look at that. You know, when I hear stuff, I go research it and see if that's something that I can get with. So that's just my advice. Again, I just co-sign what that brother said. Black businesses, please do something about the customer service. And I think if you can turn that around, then you will entice more customers to come to you. Because we've been conditioned to buy right, to do right. White is right. We got to change that way of thinking. So that's all I had to say. Thank you.
Thank you. Peace and blessings. Love and appreciate you. Hope you have an amazing day today. It's important. It's important to me. It's important to us. And I think about gentrification and like, how do we stop gentrification? And it's more than just purchasing a house in our neighborhood. It's actually working with each other. It's supporting each other, supporting one another. Again, I reiterate, Boston Business Builder, June 25th, Professor Devin, he'll be coming out talking about taking your business to the next level. We're so happy when we own a business. We're so happy, that we can just have ends meet to say that we are an entrepreneur. But at the end of the day, it's about creating revenue. It's about creating a bottom line, and it's about generational wealth. So how do we take the 100,000 that we may have made gross for the year and turn that into $1.4 million? How do we get that $15 billion and bring it back to Dorchester, Mattapan, Roxbury, Hyde Park? How do we do that? What needs to be done? We're going to have a real life conversation. Tracy Syfax is going to be in the building. So if you know anybody with a blemished past, Tracy Syfax, he'll tell you back in the days, he was that dude in the street. He was a hustler. He was a petty theft. He was out there doing drugs, selling drugs. He'll tell you his whole story. He went to jail, came out, turned his complete life around, and now he's making millions of dollars and helping other people create their dreams. Tracy Syfax is out of New Jersey, from the block to the boardroom. We interviewed him a little while ago. We'll have him back on the show before the event. Anna Foster of A Maven's World, talking about branding and marketing. We have Noah Jones talking about business tax and investing. He's from New York Life. We have LV Randolph talking about where you can get capital from, not from a bank, but outside capital, talking about business planning and actually putting your business together. What does that look like to have a business plan? What does that look like to focus on your business and know what it is on paper and to still have that vision in your head? We have Monica Koss, motivational speaker, pathfinder. She created her own lane. She was working in corporate America, making good money, was named one of the youngest black Americans to work for a big brokerage field. Like, she could have stayed at corporate America. She could have made her $250,000 a year. And she was like, you know what? I'm going to step back and I'm going to create my own lane. Boston Business Builder, June 25th. It's on a Sunday. So those that are in the beauty industry that are interested in Professor Devin Robinson, he is from Atlanta, Georgia. He's opened 20% of the black-owned beauty supply stores in the United States. And he is coming to Boston to help us talk about how we going to get this money back. How are we going to get this money right? 7 steps to restoring the black economy. How do we get our money back? 35% of minority businesses out of 40,000 businesses in Boston. $15 billion a year is what small businesses in Boston generate. But minority businesses only bring home $2.7 million when we're supposed to be $2.7 billion when we're supposed to be bringing in 4.8. That 32%, 32% of 15 billion is 4.8 billion. But what we're bringing in is 2.7. How do we bring that $2.1 billion back home, baby? Who am I giving my power to? Swiping, no swiping. Who am I giving my power to? Taking out that cash. Who am I giving my power to? Buying them sneakers. Who am I giving my power to? Buying that sweatshirt. Who am I giving my power to? I want to give a huge shout out to Firearm Fred, 617-293-1011. Black Guns Matter all day long. I need to get a new sweater because I feel like this one's faded. I wear it so much. I wear this to the airport. I wear it to the grocery store. I wear it. Black guns matter. Get your license, your right to bear arms. I am a firm believer of the Second Amendment. I'm a Second Amendment sister, not on paper, just in my heart. There's actually an organization called the Second Amendment Sisters. It's dope. It's so dope. Shout out to Firearm Fred. Huge shout out to Faith Natural, 66A South Street. Huge shout out. You know what? In this thread on Facebook for this Facebook Live, whatever business. If you need a business, post it on today's Facebook Live, post it on today's YouTube Live, and somebody will get back to you and tell you in your community who you need to go to for what you're looking for. If you are looking for a mechanic, if you're looking for, you know what I wish? I really wish that, okay, so when I was in Ethiopia, they have these stands, and it's a stand. That's all it is a little, bodega-looking thing, and they sell meat. So the beef is hanging up, and you buy the beef right there. I wish, Takwa, I need you to give me that information so we can buy some chicken, some fish, and some beef from the Muslim Brotherhood. That 1 month, every month you order food, and it comes in a package. Mosque number 11 also has fruits and vegetables on sale, organic fruits and vegetables on sale in Grove Hall Takwa, correct me if I'm wrong, every Saturday and Sunday. They also have the opportunity where you can purchase your meat, purchase your chicken. I believe it's eggs as well. I am diligently looking and seeking. Since I came back from Ethiopia, I've been looking for a farmer. So when I was in Ethiopia, we killed a sheep. The sheep was freaking amazing. I loved it. I thought I was going to be a vegan after I watched the sheep be killed and skinned and cut up and chopped up. I thought I was going to be a vegan after that, but then I ate it and I was like, yo, there's something to this eating what you killed. There's something to it. Like there's a respect and a tie there. There's a relationship when you pat your food and then pat your belly after you eat your food. Like it sounds crazy. I know vegans hate me right now, but there is something to seeing your animal before it's on your plate. To know that it's healthy, to inspect it, I can't tell you what Ethiopia did to me, but I can tell you that I have some thoughts that I would like to bring home, or I'm going to have to leave and call somewhere else home. I would love for us to go to the farm and pick up some chickens and have fresh chicken, for us to go to the farm and have free-range eggs. I don't know about that pumping of the milk. I've never been a fan of milk. I don't do milk. My kids don't drink milk. They might have a little milk in their cereal, but milk lasts forever in my house. We can buy 1 gallon for the month, and that'll be it. I'm an almond milk drinker. I don't like pus. And I don't think that no human should be drinking the milk of an animal, and we're not in the birthing, we're not in the suckle stage. If that's the case, why don't you just drink breast milk? If you want to drink milk, that's a real question. Why y'all milk drinkers just don't drink breast milk? But you drink the milk from a cow. Ew, Taylor, breast milk nasty. Well, so is the pus out of an animal that has all type of hormones, bacteria, and everything else in it. You didn't think about that one, did you? Indigo, Chicagoan, she's right. When I first entered the workforce, it was in sales and customer service, and we literally had to finish books on customer service before hitting the showroom floors, thick ones too. So maybe we just need our Black-owned businesses to read, Dale Carnegie's How to Win Friends and Influence People. Maybe that's the book they need to read. How to Win Friends and Influence People. So that way they can learn about customer service. They can learn about, interactions with one-on-ones. They can learn how to, calm a customer down and the customer is always right. Because when you're a business owner, you're like, this chick ain't right. Go sit down and be humble. This is my business. We got to work together. Dane said, where can you find Black-owned ice cream? Tony said we also could refer one another. Tell our folks about good customer experiences with our own. Now I have Mario in Hyde Park as a mechanic option. Referrals, y'all. You're absolutely right. He is called Fine Line Auto. He will come and tow your vehicle. He will fix your vehicle. He can paint your vehicle. He's been in business for over 20 years. He has another business, Fine Line on Bowdoin. The other one is, y'all know in Hyde Park, where that huge liquor store is, and you take a left and you can see the train station, or if you go straight, it's like the T-Mobile and the, what is that, Market Bat, whatever. You know what I'm talking about, right? Hyde Park Ave, right when you come from American Legion, that liquor store that's on the right-hand side is a huge intersection. If you take that right at the liquor store, Mario is the first mechanic down. There's like 10 mechanics down there. Shout out to Richie Rich. He's a mechanic. Like, Richie Rich, Thursday night, he's a mechanic. Hit him up. You have options, baby. I don't know who the ice cream would be. But as far as local businesses are concerned, I would say Ron's ice cream is amazing. I love Ron's. And he doesn't put any dye in his pistachio ice cream. Short story. I love Ron's. I lived in Hyde Park. I went to Ron's often. He's still in the community. So I frequent him. Patronize his business. And I was just like, well, I love your pistachio. Why is it white? And he told me when he first opened Ron's, the dye for the pistachio ice cream fell on the floor. He said to this day, there is still green paint or green dye from the pistachio. And he said he could never poison his people. If it was a stain on the floor that he couldn't get out, what was it doing internally to his customers? Ron had me sold. I've been going to Ron's ever since. That's in Hyde Park Ave, right next to the police station. They have bowling in there. And I know we're having a conversation about black-owned businesses. I'm talking about community businesses that have been in our community for years. You've grown up with them. You knew them when you were a little kid. And as an adult, they still, hey, how are you? Don't forget those mom and pop shops, regardless of their nationality, that have been in the community. Little kids getting candy. Little kids having a bag of chips. You didn't have the money. They told you could come back. Support those that support you. I'm way over time, dude, baby. I love you. I appreciate you. I want y'all to come out. I want us to grow. I want us to be successful. I want us to stop thinking small. Stop thinking about $75,000 a year is all enough for your business to create. Why can't you make $15,000 a day? Why can't you make $15,000 a month? Let's open our minds. Let's think bigger. Your business can be bigger. We just have to support one another. That's all we got to do is support, baby. That's all we need. I thank you. I love you. I appreciate you. If you miss any of today's shows or any other shows, we on iTunes, baby. We on iTunes. TaylaAndre. Throw.com behind it for everything Tayla Andre, social media, Facebook, Twitter. If you know somebody who is looking to buy or sell a house, 617-459-0041. With that being said, if you are paying $2,000, $1,900 cash money out of your pocket, $1,700 cash money out of your pocket, baby, you could be a homeowner. You are paying somebody else's mortgage. You could be paying your own mortgage. Think about it. 617-282-0062. Don't let credit be the reason why you think you can't be a homeowner. Let's work on your credit. Let's call Greg Cherubin. Let's use Smart Start Financial. Let's get our money on track. Let's get our credit up and popping. All you need is a 650. It's really a 630, but I really don't want you to have that low of a credit, so we just going to focus on a 650. We'll focus on 650. All you need is a 650. You could be a homeowner. Let's do this. Let's get it. Let's go. Mwah. I love you.
Yep, that's right, baby. You know what it is? It's DJ.
Indigo Chicagoan. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Love you. Appreciate you. Hope you guys have an amazing day. Latoya, William, Alex, Dane, Tony, Raphael, Nakia, Andre, DL, shout out to every single last one of you. Sabir Bay, peace and love, my king.
big city, right here on 101.3 with my homegirl, my buddy, my friend, Tayla Andre, Boston's #1 talk show. Keep it locked. What it do is Angela Hunt, Boston. Get ready, we are coming July 8th.
Oh, me, take it. We got the power. Whatever y'all want, we can have it. Come on. When two or more touch and agree. I believe in it. I believe in it. Whatever happened to customer service? Y'all know where Assassin is? I need to print a huge banner for June 25th. And if everybody else can have Reggae in the Park banners, Soca in the Park banners, I want a damn Boston Business Builder banner. So if y'all know where DJ Assassin is, can somebody please tell him to call me? Because Assassin done changed the name of his business 17 times. I can't even find his card. Ooh, I should write a note. Assassin, call Taylor. And just leave it in the studio. Somebody will tell him. Hold me tight, Jack. Don't forget, in this thread, if you guys need anything, as far as like how my dude said, where's the ice cream parlor at? If you guys need anything, post it. Post it, and I promise you, the community always comes out. Terrell Calloway for Next Graphics. Terrell Calloway is dope. His daughter's dope. I don't know if you guys know, but Terrell's daughter is the Rhymantics chick. The game where you rap, you beatbox. I love the game. I have the game. I bought the game. Support the game. And it's a dope game to play with family members. We played it at my house over the holiday. It's a family-friendly game that's fun as hell. We got options, baby. We got options. What you want to do? Stop spending your money. We need that $2.1 billion back in our community. How we get it back? How we get more of that $15 billion? I want that $15 billion all. Dorchester, Roxbury, Mattapan. How we make that happen prior to gentrification? I don't have the answers, Sway. I just ask the questions. Mwah.